everyone, it's Nikki Batgirl D'Angelo, and welcome to State of the Game. So Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous was prevalent very early on in the development of Star Citizen. And I got to meet many of the devs and talk to many of the people that were instrumental in Cloud Imperium Games moving forward with Star Citizen. I've had conversations with Chris. I've had conversations with Sandy, with Ben, David Haddock, David Ladyman, Chris Smith. Oh boy, so many people. With Brian, so many people. And the show was really built upon being able to bring you the best information, the latest information. In the early going, CIG was a small company. They were very easy to reach and very, very, very willing to let people talk about the game. As the company went on and more of our millions of dollars got in their hands, they became a bigger and bigger and bigger entity, and thus had much more of a organization to manage. Lately, it's been almost impossible to get in touch with anybody at Cloud Imperium Games, let alone to get any information that they're not already giving us on their own shows. And their shows have taken a turn for the best. So if we do watch their shows, if we do read their posts, if we do read the chat inside of Spectrum, we get a much better idea of what's going on with the game. So I have to evolve Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous into something else. Or do I? Well, there is something coming down the pipe that I keep hearing about, but I never see materialize. And that's supposed to be some way for us to contact CIG and arrange for devs to come on the show. Now, in the past, it was easy for me to just send an email to Ben, Sandy, David, Chris, or any one of the other wonderful people there, get some information, and either have them on the show or at least have some kind of CIG corporate view into what was going on. Well, that is something that I'm still waiting to see happen. My relationship with the people at CIG is still aces. I think they're wonderful, but I think this is one of those turning points in their business model. They could go forward and stay that small company with the interaction around the customer base, around us, the followers, the backers, the players of Star Citizen. Or they could go in the direction which I feel like they might be going, which is to become a big entity and think that we are not as important to them anymore. Not that we're not important to them anymore, but it's not as important for them to interact with us the way they did in the past because, A, they have a lot going on and there's much that they can't talk to us about, and B, they just don't have the time. So I'm kind of confused as to where to go with this. But I'm not confused about what I'm going to do with the show. So State of the Game has never been what CIG is doing in the game, but how I have looked at what CIG has delivered us and how I feel it's working. Currently, we're on 3.1.4, and in a little bit less than 40 days, we should be seeing 3.2. When 3.0 came out, I was disappointed. School started, and I had limited time to actually play the game, and even less time to track down somebody to talk to about what was going on. And 3.0 really was a horrible release, but it was the foundation. It wasn't a horrible foundation, it was a horrible release, meaning it wasn't playable. And this is an alpha, and it wasn't playable. People are going to say, I played it for hours, I did this. Consistency is important when you want to stream, and I can't be consistent in my videos if I go to do a video and all I get for 6 hours of playtime is a bunch of crashes. 3.0 was horrible. 3.1 came out, 3.11 came out, 3.12 came out, 3.13 came out, 3.14 came out. Or I should say 1.4, not 1.4. And CIG impressed me. 3.1 corrected many of the issues I was having in 3.0. And 3.1.4 corrected many of the issues that were brought about by other minor patches that they made along the way, which had a lot to do with client crashes, server crashes, and of course the IFCS, which is very important for enjoying the game. The flight model, if it sucks, which it did, is going to have the most impact on how people are going to be enjoying their stay inside of Star Citizen. So I go in and I play the game about 3 times a week. I'm trying my best not to be saturated with it. There's many YouTubers that I follow, and a lot of them I follow play other games that I like. One of the games that I like, which is single player and should have been multiplayer from the start, Subnautica. Many of those YouTubers that were streaming and doing YouTube videos, sometimes on a daily basis, were, well, let's just say they were excited about the game when it was an alpha. They did everything they could, and finally when things came together and it was time to release the game and the game came out, they seemed less than energetic about the release because they've all been there, done that before. Well, it's a single-player game in a 2x2 kilometer world, and I could understand that. But there's a lot in Star Citizen that I try to avoid because I don't want to have that feeling taken away from me when the game goes live. Today, I still remember that first day I walked into that entry-level hangar, which the name of the hangar escapes me, but it was the most Star Wars-looking hangar I've ever seen. And walking out into my hangar, and this was back in 2013, I think it was September, maybe the last week of August, and seeing my Aurora for the first time and getting to walk around it and get inside of it. That feeling I've only had a couple of times since. I think the last time I had that feeling was when they released the Reclaimer and I actually saw how the game was coming together. Yes, I need to admit to you that my faith has been rocked a number of times during development. But that's only natural, because CIG is going to go through cycles of having to create the new technology, put it into effect, and then work out the kinks. But you know, even though I know this, getting into the game and playing the game, you just get disappointed by all the crashes and little bugs, the moonwalking citizens, the people that walk into walls that are hanging in air, doors that don't open when you want them to open, ships that don't have engines or any kind of doors when you get out to them. All these are things that are in alpha, and we signed up for this. We signed up for this. We also signed up for a game that was going to be released 2 or 3 years ago, but we understood as we threw money at them continuously over and over again every time they showed us a pretty ship that this game was becoming bigger than they initially wanted. So my faith had been rocked. And it was in 3.1, in the most recent patch, 3.1.4, which you right now see me playing on the screen, that I came back to having faith in where the game is going. 3.2 is going to add more, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5. We can see the roadmap. And I can now see light at the end of the tunnel. It doesn't mean that any time in the next 18 months we're going to have a released game. I am now playing, very addictively, Conan Exiles. And Conan Exiles was one of those games that I played religiously for a while and then pulled back from because it wasn't released. And I did it on purpose because I wanted that first day back in the game to feel new, fresh, and exciting. And it worked. So when I don't do videos about Star Citizen, it's not because I'm pulling away. It's not because I don't want to be part of YouTube, or I want you, my patrons, my viewers, my loyal army, whatever you want to call yourselves, my loyal group of backers. I don't want to leave you out there without my commentary and sometimes my twist on things to put things into perspective. I stayed out of the controversy over the pricing of the latest ship, the Hercules Starlifter. And I stayed out of it because the way that I feel about any controversy over ship prices, the easiest way for you to handle any ship price you don't like is not to buy the freaking ship. You could always buy it in game. And I really want to put this into a perspective of where I stand right now. I'm an avid flight sim junkie. I jumped into flight sims a very, 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 very long time ago. And in the flight sim market today, you buy aircraft, you purchase them. The most advanced aircraft out there might be $100, maybe a tiny bit more. But it is a simulator that is simulating all of the systems on an A380. A 787, a 747, you know what I'm saying? On any one of these many complex aircraft designs. So the basic aircraft go for about $39 to $49. I have one of the most advanced aircraft in my fleet is the Cessna 172 from Airfoil Labs. It is about as close to real-life flying of the Cessna 172 as you can get without being in a full sim or being in the aircraft itself. Being in a full motion sim, that is. And you still pay very little for it. I saw this a very long time ago. So my purchases of anything in Star Citizen have dwindled to almost nothing. I have a couple of them that I've purchased recently, mostly for giveaways that I'll have here in the near future. I have a couple of them that were given to me by great patrons like Notable Joe. But when it comes down to it, the chasing after hundreds and sometimes thousands of dollars for ships, I'm done with. They have my money, and when they start giving me things that I can actually use in the game besides a ship, I may make more purchases. Now, I'm also one that has purchased items from Elite Dangerous's store. And they make money doing that. Paint schemes, ship kits, pilot suits, headgear like eyeglasses. And I'm not saying these are the microtransactions that I want in Star Citizen, but at least those are $1 to $5. And yes, they could rack up over time, but that's the way I've been handling my money on that game. I spend it on the lower priced items. But when I see a ship come up for $300, $600, or $700, was that it? $300, $400, or $600? I look at it and say, am I going to have $300 worth of fun out of this ship when I've already spent thousands on other ships? The answer was no, I didn't purchase. When I looked at a ship that was $35 and I said, am I going to have $35 worth of fun out of this ship? I said, yeah, hell yeah. I'll give this ship away, and somebody that watches my show has something that they could either fly around in or that they can use as an upgrade for something else. I still do subscribe, although the subscriber benefits are not to my liking, and I do that because I do believe in CIG. I might not believe in the way that ships are priced, but I do believe in CIG, and I believe in their ability to get this done, and I do believe in their ability to deliver this before I die. I am 53 now, so you have a bit of time left. But that's what I've been doing. I've seriously been just sitting back, reevaluating how I'm going to deliver my videos. So today you get to hear all the things that have been going through my head for the past 3 months. Now for the good things. I absolutely love 3.1.4. It's smooth, it's fast, it's sweet, it's pretty, and it doesn't crash all the time on me. I don't think I've had but one crash in all the hours I put into 3.1.4. CIG is on their way back up, and my faith is restored. Alright, so that's me. That's what I have for you. I am set up to stream again. Sunday nights are my organization night. The organization for Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous are the enablers. We get together every Sunday night in whatever game we'll be playing. Anything from Star Citizen to World of Warships to Conan Exiles to whatever we're playing at that time. I will be streaming at twitch.tv/starcitizenaa. And it's going to be a number of different games. It's going to be a lot of X-Plane over the next few weeks. It's going to be, of course, the wonderful Conan Exiles and Star Citizen. I'll update my schedule on my landing page as soon as I figure out what works and what doesn't. Well, I guess that's all I have for you as I'm coming in here overselling. I'm going to complete this mission on my own. These are my musings for today. Thank you all for watching and subscribing. Thank you all very much for your comments over the past few years of producing these videos for you all. And hopefully you'll like my new schedule as I start coming out with shows probably every other day. And with that said, you all be safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon.